Shareware is a concept we're all familiar with, I would hope. But if you're not, if you wanted today's lucky 10,000, well, let me explain. Shareware is kind of the opposite. Shut up. Kind of the opposite of a traditional transaction. Let's say you want to buy a piece of software. You go into the shop, for instance, it's the mid-90s. You're going into the shop and you pay $30 or £30 and you receive something like that. A big piece of software in a big box. And there you go. How do you know if that software is any good? Well, you don't. You just got to take it on faith, and that's the situation we find ourselves in today. But shareware is something different entirely. It's kind of the opposite, as I said. Because what happens is you get the software, and it asks you to register it if you like it, thereby sending usually about $15. Seems to be the average sort of price, and in return you get a copy of the software that doesn't ask you to pay for it. That's generally how shareware works. Later on it was like, well, you get the first episode of Doom for free and then you pay for the rest, for instance. But by and large, that was how shareware worked. And it was very cool. I like shareware a lot, and there's a lot of different takes on the shareware concept. Like I said, there's the get part of it for free and then pay for the rest. That's more of a demo, I would say. There's things like Donationware, which is software that's totally free, but it asks for a donation. It doesn't change the functionality of the software, but that's just the way it goes. But one of my favourite sort of kind of quirky ones is Postcardware. You can probably guess what the idea is there. Essentially, you get the software and it's fully functional and you don't have to pay for it or anything, but the creator asks, if they put their address in and say, hey, listen, send me a postcard and I'll give you a registered copy of the software. And, well, there's an account that I follow on Mastodon, postcardware.net, and they produced, well, the creator of that produced a piece of software called JPEGView, and that was Postcardware. And so they received enough postcards that they are now able to run this Mastodon bot that posts 3 postcards a day. And as far as I can see, there's not been any duplicates thus far. I've been following it for quite a while. And so they must have got hundreds upon hundreds of postcards for this software. And I think it's really, really nice. It's a nice... I mean, it's certainly a time capsule. All of these postcards are from the mid-90s, 94, 95. And it goes to show how something like that, something a bit... it's exchanging money for something's very, it makes sense, doesn't it? But something a bit nicer than that, just sending a postcard. The creator doesn't get any money for their work, but clearly that's not bothered them because they've asked for a postcard. So yeah, I think it's a really nice idea. It seems like something that I would like to do, but that would involve me putting my address out there on the internet, and that's always a bad idea. Or indeed, never a good idea. But it is a really cool concept nonetheless. I'm not sure... I mean, there have been other shareware concepts. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if you've come across any, then do put it in the comments, because I would be very interested to hear about it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Well, that was smart. Try that again, this time with flavour.